The first thing then is to create a place for your class folder, and here it is. I'm going to try a zoom here. Let's see if that works. Yay! Okay, so this is the folder, and it's on the desktop. Of course, you can put it wherever you want. The other thing that I like to do is decide where Finder window opens, and here it opens in the bbdemos. Facilitate access to the class folder. So one way of doing that is putting it here among the favorites so that I can easily get to it. The next step is to download the p5 sketches, and we want to download those to your class folder because we will be working with a different editor. Your p5 sketch is made up of 3 files. This is a silly little sketch that just changes color as you move the mouse around. Here, using the download command in the file menu, and we say show it in Finder. So here it is, it's been downloaded. I'll double click it to unzip it, open this, the libraries, as well as the index, the JS, and the CSS. Everything I need to run the sketch. Drag this, and boom, in the class folder. And there it is. And now we have in the class folder the p5js sketches that we can use with our new editor. The new editor is going to be Visual Studio Code. We can download different versions depending on what you have. So I'm just going to select a Apple Silicon download here. I can see where it's been downloaded. I'm going to unzip it. We recommend that you put your applications in your applications folder. So which we can do here. Okay, cool. One thing I like to do is I also like to put this in a place where I can easily find it, and that means that I can easily launch it when I need to launch it, like now, for example. So it's asking me if I trust it. I do. The first thing we have to do is decide on what color it is. Most people like to run it dark. We can see what each of these icons stands for. This is Explorer. It's basically a file explorer. This is a search function. This is a source control function that has to do with GitHub. This is how to run and debug. And this is an important thing, which is extensions. So we're going to click on this right now, and we're going to search for an extension. And the one we're going to be looking for is p5.VS Code, which is by Sam Lavigne. So we're going to click on this, and we want to install this. Okay, it has been installed. The other thing another option that John Henry recommends is Prettier, which is a code formatter. You may or may not want to install this, so let's install it. And this is a way of making your code look prettier. Okay, now we want to look at a folder. You'll never guess which folder we'd like to look at. It would be this folder. So let's open this folder, which is of course the class folder. And we will allow Visual Studio Code to access files. Do I trust the authors? Yes, I trust myself. Okay, so here we have in the Explorer the same files that we have in our class folder, including the p5js complete library, which is quite big, as you can see, 4 megabytes, and the second library, which is the p5sound.min.js, which is not always essential, but it's good to have. Okay, so now if we click on the index, we'll see that the index is indeed referring to these 2 libraries here on line 4 and 5. If we go down here to where it says port 500, if you click Go Live, it will open a window that I've already narrowed a little bit to make it easier to see. And you can see that this p5js sketch is now running locally, which is really nice because, as you know, before we had to do it on the internet. So the next step we're interested in is creating a GitHub account. So to do that, go to GitHub. We're going to sign up. So let's sign up. So the first step is to enter your email, and then create a password. And then you will enter a username. Emails, no thank you. Now we have to go and verify the account by proving that we're humans. Yay, I'm a human being. It's great. Create the account. Let's create it. Yes, we want to save the password. They sent me a launch code. I'm going to pause here while I check my email, which I'm going to paste here. We'll say that there's only one team member, which is myself, and that's important, I think, because we want to make sure this we work with the free version of GitHub. I am indeed a student. The teacher is John Henry. And we continue. We don't want any of this stuff. We don't want any extra stuff like that. So we just want to continue for free. And voila! Welcome to the wonderful world of GitHub. So we can now create a first repository. We'll call this repo1. My first repository description, and it's going to be public so everybody can see it. And we're going to add a README file. We're not going to worry about any of this other stuff, and we're going to create the repository. Voila, it's created. Now the README file, I can say bonjour world. This is typically what we're going to do in any time we do something. We have to commit a change to update README, and then we can say, well, what we did is added bonjour world. Okay, and now we're going to commit to these changes. Boom. And there we are. So here we are. This is this shows who we are. We've got the bbdemos repo 1. We could have several other repositories, but we're very happy to have our very first repository on GitHub.